Good afternoon to all our listeners and viewers of the NDC Heartbeat podcast. We're happy to be with you once again this beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we welcome all of you who are on WeFM, Vibes FM, Spice Capital Radio, and indeed those of you who are on the NDC Facebook page. We have an interesting lineup for you today, so stay tuned. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
On the Heartbeat.
Last week Sunday, Dr. Francis Alexis Casey, constitutional expert, was on the Bob Report. And at the end of the program, he made a statement to the effect, I would try to quote him, but I can't remember offhand exactly what he said. But he basically said words to the effect that he could not say, having read this bill, he can't honestly say that there is anything in this bill that can be used to politicize or to weaponize the provisions of the bill to the detriment of the people of Grenada.
Wow.
So there you have it.
Wow. Welcome back to all of you who are on the Heartbeat podcast today. We are going to be sharing with you shortly a pre-recorded interview which I held with Minister Dennis Cornwall. He is the Minister of Works, and recently the road at Mount Kuma in St. George, I may add, was recently opened. So stay tuned and be part of this interview which was held. It was pre-recorded. Good afternoon, Minister. It's really great of you to be on the Heartbeat one more time. We just want to get an update as to how things are going in your ministry. What are some of your accomplishments over the past 9 months? And I see that today you are opening officially the Mount Kuma Road. Tell us about it and share with us some of your thoughts with respect to your ministry.
Okay. Well, thank you, Terry, for the questions. I will try to answer them with the best of my knowledge. As you rightly said, today we are here to commission the Mount Kuma Road, which is the road that joins the Bolio to the Grenville Vale area. That is the northeast to the northwest of St. George's. That road basically will provide an ease of access for the truckers and the traveling motorists on that road. Again, you recall that the Molinier project is still ongoing and it has not been able to be completed in the time frame that we had spoken about initially. In fact, there is some delays there because there's a lot more work to be done there. But hopefully this road in Mount Kuma today will basically allow an alternative for the persons who utilize the western corridor of Grenada. And we are thankful, despite the length of time it took to have the road completed. It's a cost of over $15 million. There had been some cost overrun. I believe that in the design there might have been some issues where we had some unexpected slides and so on. We had to put unexpected retaining walls to ensure that the road is safe. As it is right now, the road is going to be commissioned today. The areas that are cut, it looks sort of precarious in times. We need to basically look at ensuring that there is no rock falls. So we might have to look at some extended work after the road has been commissioned to see that we make sure that the terrain at the top doesn't come down. But I believe it's a good addition to the road network in Grenada. In fact, this is a new road, a virgin road, and we expected that the asphalting of that road will be done in the best possible way.
Great. Some folks in Grenada may misinterpret Mount Kuma, thinking it's somewhere in St. Andrews, but it's actually in the parish of St. George.
Not northeast in particular.
Right, northeast. And it's just after you pass Bolio.
It's not.
Good afternoon, Minister. It's really great of you to be on the Heartbeat one more time. We just want to get an update as
These are the airport still because there are things that the loan didn't cover, and I think it's essential for the smooth operation for the airport. And again, we as a government would make sure that we get things going to be able to at least facilitate a better running airport in due course. On the transportation side, I know the bus drivers would have been saying that up until now we are not able to give them new stickers and so on. We have authorized replacement stickers as we speak. We do have problems on all the routes, in particular the one from Sates to St. George's. We believe that one is one of the routes that has been most impacted. We are looking at, once the survey that is done between the government of Grenada and CDB, to basically give us more information about the transportation system in Grenada, we will be able to commission more stickers in different locations and to basically deal with the situation in Grandlands where you have over 500 stickers existing. Wow. It's a very difficult route to manage all the bus drivers in that area. But again, people want to do business where they want to do it, and we have to be mindful of that. But we are working with them to get it done. Grenlec is also, we try to facilitate Grenlec in terms of making sure that the company can stay sustainable, because in the last administration, some of the things that the government took in place made it very difficult and unpopular for the Grenlec to be able to be profitable. And we have turned back the tide on that particular one, and we do hope that we can bring better benefits to the populace, i.e. reduce rates for the electricity consumption, as well as to make sure that everyone is serviced in the shortest possible time throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martin. Now, NAWASA is also executing a major project under the Duke route that is basically to provide potable and safe water throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martin. Sometime last week, we were in Carriacou commissioning the sub-office in Carriacou to ensure that Grenada can have a presence there and to make sure that people in Carriacou get involved in connecting to ensure that they can get clean and safe water for their homes and so on. On the other aspects, we continue to work with our stakeholders to ensure that we can provide good service to the populace of Grenada. I know that everybody wants road everywhere you can talk about.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with wanting the road and so on, but we have to be mindful that we cannot do everything at the same point. I am pleased with the network of road right now and what we have done in recent times, in the 9 months that we have been in office. You can see visible all the way past and so on. There is some kind of repaving on the road.
A lot of resurfacing taking
There's a lot of money, there's a lot of resources going in that. I always encourage the providers of the material and so on to give us good quality material, and the workers who basically put those things on the ground to ensure that they do a good job so that we have a lasting investment in our roads. There are many other things that we are doing around and so on, and we also may not be able to do all of that right now, but I believe that I have given you a good snippet as to what is happening in the Ministry of Infrastructure, Physical Development,
Indeed.
Public Utilities, Transportation, and Civil Aviation.
Just a quick one before you rush off, because I know you have your official opening here now. What message can you give to the general public with respect to the reduction in electricity rates? What are some of the strategies long-term strategies that government is considering to employ?
Well, government has already taken steps to reduce the VAT on the electricity consumption from 15% to 7.5%. We have also dealt with other measures that can redound to the reduction of the level of payment that you would have to make on your electricity bill. Albeit, there are some things that we have no control over, which is, for example, the price of oil in the world market, which impacts on our electricity bills. But we try our best to ensure that we can balance what is happening there to make sure that somehow we are able to pay. In fact, government has also given every citizen a $10 reduction or incentive on the bill. In other words, they pay $10 on your behalf, even before you pay your bill. Some people may think that $10 is small, but $10 of a population of 110,000 people is a lot of money in the long run.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So we do have foregone revenue on some instances to allow the cost of living in the country to come down. But again, the cost of living is not localized. It takes several factors to make what is called our price that we pay for on the market and so on. We encourage the businessmen and the supermarkets and other places and so on to pass on the benefits to the population and so on wherever possible and so on. We know that we are price control goods on the market and we don't have all the wherewithal to police it and so on. But people have to have a conscience and make sure that they pass on the benefit to the people and so on and not sort of crim it off in profit.
Indeed. Well, thank you so very much for being on the Heartbeat today. I really do appreciate it. I know that you have a busy schedule ahead of you, so let me say thank you, and we'll catch up again very soon. We'll get more updates from the Ministry of Works.
Thank you, Terry, and have a great day.
Great. Thank you so very much indeed.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the NDC podcast today. And this was the conversation I had on Friday with Minister Dennis Cornwall, Minister of Works. Now we would go to Minister Andy Williams, who will be joining us shortly, along with Minister Ron Redhead. They will be coming in separately. This is just part of the lineup. Right now, we'll go on to our Zoom link, where we have Miss Roslyn Charles. She had the Roslyn Charles Foundation. So we'll be chatting with her for a short while. Then we will go on to St. David's, where we have the PRO, Mr. Dunstan Alexander, the PRO of the St. David's constituency grouping. So, but first of all, we go over now to Miss Roslyn Charles of the Roslyn Charles Foundation. Good afternoon, Ms. Charles. Good of you to join the Heartbeat today all the way from Grenville.
Good afternoon, Terry, and how are you?
Very well indeed. Thank you for being part of the program. We were anxious to showcase the great initiative that you have introduced, dubbed the Roslyn Charles Foundation. Tell us, what are you doing with this foundation, and how is it impacting in a positive way the lives of Grenadians?
Okay, so the foundation name is the Roslyn Charles Foundation. The people who knows me, they know me as Miss Rose. I own the Rose Garden, a little restaurant and bar right by Progress Park in St. Andrews. So a lot of people know me as Miss Rose, but my name is really Roslyn Charles. So I decided, traveling from Canada to Grenada on and off,
If we can get your, sorry, Roslyn, if we can get your camera on, would be nice, so the folks all over can see who Roslyn Charles is.
Okay, are you seeing me now?
Not as yet. Well, anyhow, let's go ahead. I'm sure you'll get it sorted out shortly, because we only have 2-3 minutes.
A few minutes, yes. So basically, the foundation is to help the less fortunate of Grenada who cannot afford medical expenses. There is a lot of people out there that we know that wants to go to the doctor and cannot afford to pay for a scan or prescription or even pay the doctor fee. So that's where my foundation come in, to help the people who cannot afford to pay for those costs. We are working hard. We have a board of 3 people. The names are Roland Penny, Karen DeCoto, and Todd Stanislaus. They are with me, with the foundation. And we are doing a lot of fundraising through the public to raise funds to help these people who are unable to pay for the medical expenses. So that's basically what the foundation is about, strictly medical expenses.
Great, wonderful
people who
indeed.
cannot afford to pay for that.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, this certainly is a great initiative, and especially for the outer parishes, this is great. I trust that other Grenadians will, take at least a page from your book and launch whatever foundation they have a passion for and provide service to fellow men.
Yeah, we are fully registered with the government. We are right now waiting on our tax documents so that we could open up a bank account, which we will let the public know that they could deposit funds. Who want to help us, could put something in there to help us, to help the people who need the help.
Great, fantastic indeed. And when did the foundation commence?
It launched on the 2nd of March.
2nd of March. All right. So
Yes.
you are marching
tonight,
on.
And tonight we're going to be giving this lady, a lady who came to us for help on the day of the launch. Her name is Miss Samuel from Wester Hall. We don't have much money yet in the foundation, but whatever we have, we're trying to help little by little. So we'll be giving her $1,000 EC tonight to help her to go to Trinidad to get a shoulder replacement done. Her surgery is on the 19th of April, and we're sending that payment directly to the hospital in Trinidad to help her. That's how we are going to do it. If you come to me for help, Terry, we're going to pay the doctor directly for you. We're not going to give anybody any cash. We pay the health, whosoever it is, we pay them directly for you.
Fantastic.
We're not saying we'll be able to pay the whole amount right now, but whatever we could do, we're going to meet you somewhere. That's what the foundation is about, to help the less fortunate who cannot afford medical expenses in Grenada.
Wonderful indeed. This is a great initiative. So, on behalf of the National Democratic Congress Party, we want to really commend you for this great initiative that you have launched and to wish you every success as you pursue this initiative in helping Grenadians meet their medical expenses, at least those who are in need. So thank you so very much for joining the Heartbeat today.
And one last thing, I'll leave my phone number. It's 473-449-6574 if you need any more information. 473-449-6574. You can always call me.
Great. Well,
and thank you so much for having me on the NDC Heartbeat. I appreciate that a lot. And to your team, God bless you guys and blessed Sunday.
Thank you so very much indeed. Oh, and blessings to you, your entire family, and your organization. And may you have great success in the future. Thank you so very much for joining the Heartbeat today. Have a great Sunday afternoon.
Thank you very much, Terry.
Thank you. Okay, so this was Roslyn Charles of the Roslyn Charles Foundation, and whatever assistance any Grenadian or friend of Grenada can do to assist her in her pursuit will be much appreciated. Right now we have also on the Zoom Mr. Dunstan Alexander. He's the PRO of the National Democratic Congress Party in the constituency of St. David. Dunstan, are you there?
Yes, Terry.
Okay, great. Loud and clear, loud and clear. Well, it's good of you to join.
Good morning to the Grenadian people.
It's good of you to join the Heartbeat today to share some of the exciting news that that your team has provided for someone out in St. David. So tell us all about it.
Well, last Saturday we went to that is Malmont area to deliver some materials, food stuff people about the place up.
The audio is breaking up. Your audio is breaking up. Is there anything you can do about it?
Okay, hear me now?
Yeah, you're much better now. So go right ahead.
Okay, that is up in Canal area, Malmont, and we deliver some material, galvanized windows, food stuff, and school clothing to some of the children that were affected by the fire.
Okay, so there was a fire in the community and your constituency group came to their assistance. Who were instrumental in...
Okay, well, our branch, then Mr. Rahman, who is Assistant Gensec for the South, provides some of the stuff and transportation to the people.
Okay, and who were the other individuals instrumental in making all this happen?
Well, the chairperson, Mr. Peters, well, first of all, I must say, well, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell, Prime Minister, Benedict Peters, who is the chairperson, Dunbar, who is, I think, the liaison of St. David's for the constituency, and other people who probably give in support or whatever way they can.
Okay, well, all right. And this person you referred to in Malmont is someone who lost their home by fire?
Yes, Mr. Lloyd Morgan.
I see. Okay. Well.
Yes, and he had some damages to the house, next to which we provide some windows, plywood.
Great. Well, let me thank you.
Yeah, and a lot of time also because one motor in the Red Gate area, when people come, they will see a different outlook of how it used to be.
Okay.
couple of weeks ago. So now they go see different signs of. So a lot of things are happening in St. David's thanks to the parliamentary representative, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, and Deacon Mitchell, Prime Minister. And there are a lot more to come, Terry, because soon we will doing videos, interviewing people, and getting people to give the views on what is happening within the constituency itself.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
but in the meantime, one more thing. One of the things which is lacking within us is information. So I want to give out my number so people can.
Sure, go right ahead.
And you could add them, okay, 459-9979. And they can contact me just for information's sake. It's not a chat group, but just to give out information. Because right about now, a lot of people is already on that chat who are getting information and they're thanking the PR of St. David's for such an initiative.
All right. Well, thank you so very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Yes, have a good day.
Thank you very much for being part of the Heartbeat today. This is Mr. Dunstan Alexander. He's the PRO of the constituency branch of the NDC party. And he was just explaining about the assistance received in assisting someone who lost their home by providing building materials, school supplies, etc. And his effort was aided in a great way by the acting General Secretary, Azam Rahman, for the South, and of course the political leader of the National Democratic Congress, the chairman of the branch, and others. So thank you so very much. Right now we'll go on a short break, and then we'll come back with Minister Andy Williams as we talk about initiatives of the MIT department. Back with you in a moment.
The Deacon Mitchell-led administration has already made it clear that the health and well-being of citizens is one of its major priorities, with a promise to deliver the quality of health care that people deserve. A major move towards living up to that promise is a recent site visit to Calvini Estate by government officials to have an appreciation of the area as a potential and conducive site for the construction of a new and modernized climate-smart hospital. The team, which was led by Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell, toured the land owned by Mr. Leroy Nichols. The plot spans roughly 93 acres. Our first report is by Sherian Noel.
Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell was accompanied on the early morning site visit by Minister for Health and Wellness, Senator Jonathan Lacrette, Honorable Andy Williams, Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, and other government officials. When he delivered the 2023 estimates of revenue and expenditure in December last year, Prime Minister Mitchell listed health as one of the top priority areas for government. He said government's ultimate goal is to transform Grenada into the health capital of the Eastern Caribbean, which means the highest quality in healthcare facilities and services with access for all.
The intent is to have a look at the potential site for the new hospital. So we wanted to get a first-hand view of the general topography of the land, the general boundary areas, and just to get a feel for what the site looks like.
Prime Minister Mitchell is satisfied that the land, once acquired, will be used for the intended purpose.
I think the site is pretty ideal. It's roughly about 93 acres. The intent is to try and acquire all of it because we think we need to make sure that we can protect the entire area within which the hospital would be located. The topography is relatively satisfactory, generally flat, which you don't have a lot of flat lands left in Grenada. And obviously it's located in Calvini, so it's very accessible. So that's one of the key things for us as well.
Health Minister Senator the Honorable Jonathan Lacrette says he is pleased with the action in motion by his government to address healthcare facilities throughout the island.
Well, I'm extremely satisfied. I believe that there is a particular magnetic quality that comes with a brand. And we know all too well the geographical and infrastructural challenges that we currently face with our main tertiary healthcare institution on the island, the General Hospital, and the need for a brand new climate-smart, climate-resilient facility that can deliver to all clientele across Grenada the kind of services that is required.
The Calvini Estate potential site is centrally located and easily accessible. The plans of the government to increase the country's housing stock can also be realized at the lands viewed at Hopevale.
We look both at Calvini and Hopevale, and we think we have the options both of housing as well as agriculture. There's at least 100 acres of land from Hopevale Estate that Mr. Nichols has earmarked for agricultural purposes, and we are keen to mobilize that as well. We're also keen to make sure that we have sufficient land to do Grenadian-style homes. We certainly think Hopevale in particular gives us both the option for agriculture and for housing, so we're also looking at that.
Welcome back to all our listeners and viewers of the NDC Heartbeat podcast. Again, we're happy to have you this Sunday afternoon joining us. I did indicate earlier on that Minister Andy Williams will be my next guest. But of course, the two ministers were chatting so much and they spin a coin, and of course, Ron Redhead won. So he is now in the chair, and Andy has decided to relax on the couch for a while. Welcome, Minister. It's good to have you on Heartbeat once again.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure always to come and chit-chat.
Great, fantastic. I see that we had a massive game and well turnout, and of course I know the vendors were happy. They did lots of sales. What are your impressions? What are your thoughts on it? I know a lot of people are not happy that we lost, but sometimes in losing you gain.
Yeah, that's correct. First off, Terry, let me congratulate on behalf of the government of Grenada, the Grenada Football Association, for putting off this CONCACAF Champion League. I think it augurs well because the vision of the government is to establish Grenada as a premium sport tourism destination in the Caribbean. So we are well on the way with that. We see the beginning steps taken to advance Grenada in that direction. So we were very pleased that we had the game, notwithstanding the results. But I think everyone involved won. And as such, this is the first time the USA came to Grenada to play our team, and this is in and of itself an achievement. So we were very pleased with that. And you mentioned earlier on the economic benefits and spin-offs. So essentially, Grenada benefited through this gesture, and it's something that we are certainly looking forward to continue and to expand.
Great, fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I unfortunately did not get the time to attend the game, but I heard it was almost a sellout.
Yes, yes, it was. I think more so next to cricket, and with the slow demise of cricket over the number of years in Grenada in particular, I mean, here or there were some peaks, but I think football dominated, and organizations like the Wagiti football knockout tournament and so on certainly must take chip on their shoulder for keeping the sport of football alive, and it's one of the more popular sporting disciplines in Grenada. So all in all, I thought it went well, and it speaks to a number of opportunities, not just for GFA, but our national teams as well.
You hear comments and so forth here and there, and some of the comments, the team was changed. Is there any credibility to that statement?
Well, I can't really speak to it because this was an exclusive GFA organized event. The ministry and government certainly supported in the background and continue to support. We have given a sum of financial assistance, both through cash, through the NLA, and also in terms of concessions for the hosting of the games. And therefore, that is our level of partnership. As it relates to the choosing of teams, etc., I really can't speak to that aspect.
So Minister Ron Redhead had no influence whatsoever in choosing the team?
No, not at all, not at all. And you know, Marlon, president of GFA, will tell you that we have a very cordial relationship when it comes to that. GFA is exclusive in terms of its operations, and the ministry certainly supports the development of the sporting discipline, but we do not get involved in deciding teams, etc. We have no stake in that.
Okay, so persons listening on who think that the Ministry of Sports had some dealings with respect to the individuals who played on behalf of Grenada, that is not the case.
Not at all. Not at all.
The GFA is independent,
Yeah.
make their own decisions with respect to who appears on the field.
And similarly with all associations, certainly this administration intends to respect institutions and allow associations to have their independence. We are not going to intervene and interfere.
Great. Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up, because there's a lot of shoo on the ground. Ron may have changed some of the colors.
No,
this is why we lose the match. And that is not the case.
Well, I can tell you in the spirit of NDC, if we had any influence of change, it would have been to the benefit, because we saw what we were able to do in 8 months.
yeah, definitely, sure indeed.
Yeah.
But the business sector benefited tremendously, especially especially the tourism,
Yes,
sector.
definitely. There was a very strong, a positive relationship with GTA and GFA for hosting this game because, as you could well imagine, you have to bring in teams and supporters to participate in the game itself. This, of course, Terry, is something that we want to discuss more of in terms of how do we support our national teams, both from a public and private sector standpoint, the partnership that is required. Because I think coming out of the game itself, apart from the collaborations with GTA and all these other people, what was clearly evident was that our national team needs a sustained period of training. So whether or not we are going to seek to pass legislations to protect the jobs of athletes, national athletes, this is something certainly we'll put on the table. Also to have conversations on is how do we fund teams going into national or international games such as what we had there. So all in all, it was an excellent opportunity for us to showcase talent, culture, etc. But more so, I think we qualified for the prelims of the CONCACAF Premier League, and we're looking forward to see how we continue to advance. Again, whatever support nationally that the government of Grenada through the Department of Sports can give, we pledge to do so, not just for GFA, but all sporting discipline. As you could well imagine, we're also funding the Carifta team to travel to the Bahamas in a number of days' time. And as such, we are always trying to fine-tune as to which is given the priority and so on at the point in time.
But of course, coming up very shortly, I believe it's on Wednesday of this week, you have intercall games.
That's correct.
Yeah.
We've also given some resources there. I wouldn't announce to the tune of how many, but certainly significant. And we are keen to see the return in a big way.
Yeah, because we didn't have intercall for quite a while.
For quite a while. There is a request from a young student up at the Convent Grenville who suggested that since we didn't have it for a long time post-COVID, she's asking me to have them play the drum corps in the intercall. So this is something that I will discuss quickly with the President and authority if they can spare 5 minutes to facilitate. But I think students, athletes are very much keen and interested in the upcoming intercall season.
Right, and that starts off on Wednesday of this week.
That's correct. Well, it's 3 days, the 28th, so on the Tuesday actually. Yeah, Tuesday to the Thursday.
Tuesday through Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, then the stadium will come alive again.
Definitely.
Because when you see the thousands of students there, whoa.
Well, we're not only stopping at Intercall, we're going to be hosting the Windward Island Games this year. It's going to be in July. We are also going to be hosting the Whitsuntide Games, and next year, God's will, we'll be hosting Carifta 2024.
Well, you have some busy scheduling.
Yes, indeed.
On your agenda coming up.
Yes, indeed.
Well, the business community will be very happy for it. The vendors and just about everybody in business will be very happy for that. What were the number of visitors on the U.S. team visiting Grenada? How many?
Well, we can certainly acquire the number from GTA or the Ministry of Economic Development, but I don't have it from the top of my head. What I do know is that the viewership was a large one, and it was certainly being aired on ESPN channels like ESPN, etc. And certainly the market out there, they got to see our local boys play, and those who were following the US team got to witness the game in large numbers.
What kind of value would you put on such free advertising for Grenada on ESPN and probably other channels?
Oh, it's tremendous. And you just have to look at the impact that one gets either through social media when something positive occurs or through these organized, institutionalized measures of advertising. And we can certainly say that we can't pay for it on a normal day.
I know.
Right? So whenever the opportunity comes, we have to grab it and take use of it.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, on international TV, 30-second ad is
goes along
couple $100,000 US. Yeah, it's very, very expensive.
Very expensive.
Grenada certainly had benefited in a major way to be on ESPN and certainly other channels.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's correct.
So what's happening new in your ministry?
Well, of course, you have youth, sports, and culture all lumped together. In relation to youth, we are excited to announce new programs. We are getting involved in partnerships with the USAID to launch new programs. The Wiry program is one of them. And we have also reviewed our own local programs that we have for young people. And I can say that we are embarking on ambitious goals to ensure that these programs are not hindering the development of young people by just saying we are participating through political gamesmanship, but it is genuinely designed and developed to advance the cause of young people. So we're looking at the best models. We're doing the reviews, and we are satisfied and comfortable once we start to bring in the specialized skills required. We're going to bolster the capacity of the different departments and ensure that we achieve what we are setting out to achieve. The other thing is sports. We are getting ready to open the parish councils. We are at the stage now where all buildings have been identified. The necessary upgrades are going to commence, and we're going to be rolling that out soon. We're in the process of getting the secretaries, etc., set up and working to ensure that is done. Culture. We're coming on stream with Spice Mass. There will be some new and exciting announcements to be made shortly. A lot of it is going to showcase our own public-private partnership spirit. So, for example, one such initiative already rolled out is a question of costume making, wire bending, that is going to be administered through the NTA. Oro, as an independent band, is going to be the facilitator. However, the objective is to have this institutionalized in NTA, and eventually all Grenadians will be able to benefit from it, and all mass bands will be able to benefit of locally producing their costumes.
All right, so this sounds all very exciting indeed, and sure folks are already priming up for Carnival to come in August.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean that the planning and so forth has started early. I see you have something in a bag.
Oh,
Is it something for Kino or probably one of the
well, it's not
support
Kino.
staff here?
Kino Turner Senior already. He doesn't need that. Well, actually, Terry, it's a giveaway on behalf of the Minister of Sports and in collaboration with the MP for South St. George. We want to ensure that some young person is the recipient of a brand new football boot.
With socks.
With socks. I think that's important. We want to show and demonstrate hygiene as well. So, you know,
Yes,
we want to
indeed.
go a long way. But we want to give this away. Again, it will be a simple question. So if you permit me to just ask the question to the viewers on Facebook, and it's related to football.
Oh, so this is intended to be like a raffle.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
And there is a question that someone needs to answer.
Yes, indeed. A very simple question, Terry, and it goes like this. In what year did the GFA join the International Football Federation, or commonly known as FIFA? In what year did the GFA join the International Football Federation, FIFA? All right.
Okay,
So
where
hope-
should they respond?
Via
Then just
Facebook.
to-
Via Facebook. We're monitoring the live, so the first person to respond certainly will win size 9 football boots. Free.
Let's hope that foot could fit.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so.
All right. So those of you who are on Facebook, and please respond. So hopefully the right person comes up pretty soon. The thing is, folks inside the studio here are not allowed to participate.
No. That would be a conflict of interest, you know.
Absolutely, so indeed.
So.
But what about folks who are listening in on radio?
No, of course.
They can go onto Facebook and
they can
also
go onto
give the
Facebook.
answer.
Yeah.
And it's the NDC Heartbeat online platform.
Yeah.
You can do so by, having your answer right there.
And we have the answer, so
Yep.
it's...
Oh, someone already posted.
Well, not quite. We're just confirming.
Yep, is it? Do we have a winner on Facebook there already?
Well, we're still waiting on the technical crew to advise, but nonetheless, we expect it to go as hot bread and butter.
All right.
We do have a winner. We do have a winner.
Just told by the technical team we do have a winner. And who is that person?
I hope it's not anybody from the south.
Mr. Andy.
Miss
Oh,
Gracelyn Edwards.
Gracelyn Edwards.
All right,
She
well,
is the winner.
congratulations. I hope you're giving it to your grandson or your daughter who is a footballer.
Well.
Yeah.
So, Gracelyn Edwards is the winner of this lovely pair of football boots with socks. So, I'm sure, Minister, you would be in touch with
Yes.
the winner.
Yes.
And certainly we can respond to her by Facebook.
Yes.
So, congratulations, and thank you very much for presenting this. I hope your partner Andy have something to give to you.
Well, let's see. Yeah, it's a great South. Yes, well.
The great South. All right. Well, thank you so very much for being on Heartbeat
Richard.
today. Always appreciate it.
Welcome.
Very good. We take a short break and we come right back with the MIT Minister, Andy Williams. Back in a moment. Welcome back to the NDC Heartbeat podcast. We're happy to have all of you today. WeFM, Vibes FM, Spice Capital Radio, and those who are on the NDC online platform. Please remember to share the live. Right now, I'm happy to welcome to the set Minister Andy Williams, Minister responsible for the MIT Ministry. Welcome back again to Heartbeat.
Thank you very much, Mr. Forrester.
Terry. You want to make me feel all over.
Right.
All right. We're happy to have you on, Andy, because there have been lots of concerns, lots of talk about the Lagoon Road, and people are saying, oh, they see some activities taking place which looks as though it's going to be fenced off. Is it really going to be what he said it's going to be, etc., etc.? Allay the fears of the people.
Right. Well, to begin with the Lagoon Road, I like to say there's two parts to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part by opposite Foodland,
Right.
and Brenda Manors, and there's a part opposite the where the Soup Master.
Right, Soup Master, down by Tropicana.
By
area.
Tropicana, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
By Tropicana. Now, what we did is the part by Foodland and Brenda Manors.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice and you pass there, you will see vehicles being parked in the lawn area and so.
Right.
And we want to develop the area. We want to put some benches. We want to put some flowers and so in the area. We want it to be a spot where people can go and relax.
So like a green space
A green
in the city.
space. That's it.
Because they lost the Esplanade many years ago.
Exactly. So, you have like workers by Brenda Manors, probably on their lunchtime. They want to just go and just have a seat in the same area.
Right.
We have people who live, across the road. They can just go and just sit down and have a nice seat in the area.
Yeah.
The reason why we put the poles there is to stop vehicles from coming in.
Right.
So we can protect that green space.
Right.
And also, it wouldn't be a nice look to just put the poles right there and stop.
Mm-hmm.
So for it to look good, we continue the poles along the lagoon.
Right.
Right, and that's all.
So it's so you're basically creating an architectural outlook to the space.
That's it. And I would love to see people from Belmont, from all over Grenada, come and use the space.
Right.
So I'm begging you to please come down to the lagoon. Please come in. We want you to come,
And use the green space.
And use the green space and enjoy. Grenada is for all of us. You know.
All right.
So Terry, let me just say that whoever is pushing that narrative certainly did not get any information from me. They did not call me. They did not reach out to me. They did nothing at all. And it's sort of sad, you know.
Yep.
And listen, this is not what we are about. We are about creating the spaces for you, the people, to enjoy. This is what is transformation.
Yep.
And that is what we are about. So I want us to, when you hear these things, to just debunk them immediately. It is not progressive. It is not in the spirit of transformation and in the spirit of progress. Right? And I just wish that people could just understand that the election is done. Right? Let us just drop all the hate and let's just promote some love.
Right.
You know, and so Terry, right now it's not about, you know, the yellow and the green trying to fight. It's about trying to build Grenada. We have another 4 years to go where we will reach that stage where we'll be going into another election again.
Great. So as of now, let's just work hand in hand to build the country.
To build the country.
When election time comes,
We go
then
campaign.
we do a thing.
Can't stop 6 months and all this kind of thing. You come with that, you know. But for now, let's just come together and build. But hold on, let me just say this, right? And I must commend the folks who, you know, who support the other side. I have seen folks who were branded as NMP come out and offer help to me.
Wow.
So I didn't do the Lagoon Road and all these things alone. You had people who supported the other administration come in and say, Andy, how can I help?
Wonderful.
You know, and if anyone knows me, they know that Andy is not about, you know, trying to victimize and all these kind of things. I just want a Grenada where we all can come together. And I just want to commend these folks. I want to even commend Nazim Benjamin because I saw Nazim standing up and, you know, and defending me on when certain things was being spoken about. You know, even, you know, I mean, I could call other names, but I don't want to really call. But, you know, but I've seen people who are told to be on the other side really come in and grasp this transformation. And even reach out to me to commend me also on the efforts that I'm doing. You know, and that is what we want to see. We want to see a Grenada where we could just live in love, harmony, peace, and where we can promote and support nation building.
Absolutely, sure, indeed. That's wonderful. Well said. There is, well, in fact, I think you made the statement some time ago is that on the said Lagoon Road, there will be a boardwalk abounding the waterfront, the sea side.
Yes.
How would this unfold and who would be financing it?
Right. Well, sometimes we look for government to do everything. And I must say that some people right now are really, you know, they love the transformation process that is happening. And we find people are just volunteering to assist in wherever they can.
Great.
Right? And let me just go off to come back on. That is why we are looking to launch a program called Nation Builders.
Right.
Where it will, that program will be in MIT, right? But that's where if you want to contribute to Grenada, sometimes it's just difficult to get in touch with government and all these things and the bureaucracy and so. So we are creating an avenue for to make it easier for people to give back to the country.
Right.
And where you have the citizens and, you know, can help in the nation building. Now, we have someone who is willing to sponsor the boardwalk from the Port Louis side to the FedEx side.
Okay.
And, you know, it will blend in good with the area.
So you're talking about all the way from Port Louis end, old Ross building.
All Ross building, yeah.
All the way down to FedEx.
To FedEx. So you can just have a stroll with your family, you know, on the boardwalk. You know, even the fishermen, when they come with their boats, they can tie it on the structure, you know, and everything. So it's a win-win for everyone. But let me just say this to Ms. Terry. I was going to say Mr. Forrester, but Mr. Terry. Now, let me just add to this, right? We have some activities planned for that area. Now, on a Friday, we want to do something called Food Friday.
Okay.
Where the local vendors can come out and just showcase the meals and so on and vend, you know, and people can come and enjoy and some nice local food on that Friday. On the Saturday, we want to do a specialized market, right? Where you have the art and craft, so you can have locals showcasing the art and craft and so.
And all this is expected to take place on the said Lagoon Road area.
Said Lagoon Road, that some people are saying that it's really close to locals. I don't understand how it could be, you know. So that's what we want to do. Also on Sunday, We want to have some nice family activities.
Mhm.
We want to do some bands on the sea.
Yeah.
We want to do some drama on the sea.
Oh, that's
we want to
great.
do some singers on the sea.
Wonderful.
So Mr. Weather can come and compete with me, you know, another
Run.
karaoke on the sea.
You're sure Uncle Sing?
But listen, this man beat me already in a race, you know, and I have it for him, right? So I forget the race right now. So we're looking at singing right, on the sea. And Terry, I'm watching you too. I'm seeing you in karaoke.
Oh, how
singing
you
and,
mean?
and everything, right?
Of course, of course.
But the lagoon have to be an area, and let me just say the Caribbean Boulevard have to be an area where we can showcase our local people, and also where we highlight the world's most decorated 400 meters athlete, right? Which is
Respect
our
to him.
own Caribbean, respect him. And we are in talks right now with a company to do a proper billboard for the great gentleman. You know, so we think that he deserves
Of
that.
course. Yes.
And
Recognition.
up by the the soup master area now.
Yeah.
That area, Terry, you know, yesterday we had to demolish the building of the soup master.
Right.
And let me just say it was so lovely to see the gentleman. We spoke to him Mr. DeGale, and they bought into the vision. You know, and that's people who really support the transformation process. And yesterday he was there with us, helping to take down the structure, because we want to put a nice gazebo in the area where people can come, schools can come and enjoy the lovely scenery, and they can have little cultural activities there also. And we are going to put 3 booths in that area.
Right.
And he's going to get back a proper booth with running water and everything. We are going to put toilet facilities there.
Right.
So if you're walking along the lagoon and you want to use the washroom, you don't go by a tree and go and thing. You can go. You have like a small fee of $1 or so.
Yeah.
To upkeep the washroom.
Of course.
You can just go in. You can use the washroom. You can come back out. You know, and that is really what we want to create.
That sounds excellent.
On that area.
In other words, you're bringing it up to an international standard.
International standard.
Yeah.
That's
great, and it's good to know that the soup man is not being displaced.
No.
He's getting into a better space.
Right.
A better place.
And I wanted to share something with you, right? Everyone who had a structure on the lagoon, right now, they're in a better position. We got jobs for some of those guys who were on the lagoon.
Okay.
Right. So about 2 weeks now, you have a gentleman who has an 8-to-4 job, and he's earning his income right now, you know. And even the soup master will be building back something better for him.
Yeah.
You know, because we want to really support him.
Right.
At the end of the day, he's doing something instead of going on the street and beg.
Yeah.
He's trying to earn his living, and we really appreciate that.
Yep.
And this way of thinking came all from the Prime Minister.
Wow.
We sat in cabinet, we discussed it, and we are all for development. We are for people who are trying to earn a living and to better their lives. At the end of the day, it will put less on our social development budget when someone go out and try to get for themselves. And this is what we want to do. I was sitting right here on the chair, and a young lady was reaching out to me, saying that, and you know, she want to start a business and so on. She want to you know, and I'm going to see what I can do to assist her.
Yep. Well.
You know, so
the list is long.
The list is long.
Indeed. Well, I'm happy to hear you confirm to the Grenadian people, to the general public, that the lagoon space will be developed for, first and foremost, the Grenadian public. And we'll invite visitors to enjoy it also with us.
Right.
And the activities that you are planning there and so forth is going to really rejuvenate the lagoon area.
Right.
And that's great.
I want to ask people, listen, how serious I am. From this afternoon, go down to the lagoon. Even though we didn't really reach where you want to reach it, but go down to the lagoon and enjoy it. You know, and as a matter of fact, Carnival time, we are working with a private person again to put some bleachers.
Right. Bleachers,
so when the bands and so are passing, you can sit down and, you know, and look at it. And also, even Christmas again, Terry.
Well, of course.
And we have some nice... Let me just say this before. Because I know we have about 5 minutes left. Now, the plan for the lagoon is this. When we do all the nice beautification, in the night, we have to light it up in the night.
Mm-hmm.
When you pass along the lagoon, you should be seeing the QAnon sign lit.
Mm-hmm.
You should be seeing all the lights in the trees and so.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
It's just, you know, I mean, we have to be careful that people don't probably bounce because they might be watching it so much, you know. But that is what we want to see, and not just in the lagoon, but the whole of Grenada. But Terry, let me just say this before we leave. Transformation is not just about beautification, but it's also about creating opportunities for people.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a job fair last month.
Mm-hmm.
Was earlier this month.
All right.
At the Trade Center, where we try to get jobs for people. Over 60 persons got job there after the job fair.
Wow.
We will be moving to St. Andrews, and we will be moving to St. Patrick's. Also, we'll be moving to the western side of the island, just to create jobs for young people, because we know, people want jobs out there.
Oh, yeah.
And number two, we also will be creating a community market. Right, we are going to start in the south. They say charity begins at home, and we are going to take it to the northeast, the northwest, the St. Patrick East, St. Patrick West, and the community market is where people in the community or in the constituency can come out and sell anything they have.
Right.
Right, and where we bring the good deals.
Okay.
Right, sorry, not our spot in this, but community market, right? The good deals, and where now people can get more income, and where you, the people again, can get things that you need for a reasonable cost, right? And that is the way that we can move forward, by us coming together and building each other. So this is what we wanted to do again as the initiatives to come.
Fantastic. As time draws pretty close, quickly, what is the status now with the development on Wall Street?
Wall Street. No, what the plan is for Wall Street. Well, first of all, let me address the area next to Wall Street, the piece of land that was cleared.
That was cleared, yes.
Folks, Wall Street has not been moved to the piece of land. The land is owned by private individuals, and what we are doing is just planting some flowers and some trees and so along there that will beautify the area.
Beautify the area.
So it is not, Wall Street is not being moved there. I see a talk show also saying that. Yeah. That is not true. And I wish that those folks could reach out to me to actually
get the facts
before you misinform the people. Because now you can have a private person who give us the land to beautify, say, hey Andy, look at what I'm hearing, and it can just spoil everything. So I'm saying the land is just to beautify, and that's all we want to do with the land next to Wall Street. On Wall Street now, we want to plant some flowers along the way. Right? That's where it's close to the road. And we want the vendors to face inside Wall Street, not face the road. Because if you park in the road to buy something, police, you can be charged. So we're going to recreate a space where the vendors will be facing the road and facing Wall Street, and create a space for people to come and buy. But it will be cleaner, it will be more beautiful. You will have people have their health badges and so. Not anyone just come and sell, but we know you are selling to the people, and we do not want anyone to get food poisoning or anything of the sort. So then we are going to have a close-off time for Wall Street, where we can clean and sanitize, and we are going to have a washroom on Wall Street also.
Good. So
that folks don't want to just pee all over the place.
Yeah.
So we are protecting the businesses on Wall Street, and we are also protecting the vendors on Wall Street by making sure that it is structured and presented in a better way. And that will be a more long-term plan for when we are ready to move Wall Street into somewhere that they can call their own.
Fantastic. So you're creating sustainability in the area.
Sustainability.
Now, with respect to the area that was cleared, would there be any benches there also?
No, because,
no benches, just flowers.
Just flowers, because
spice trees.
Right, because I'm someone, I like to work with people, and if someone is working with me to give me the opportunity to do something, I will not want to cross my boundary, even though I'm in government and I'm the MP. No, we have to respect each other's space and property, and that is what I am doing.
All right,
but I just want to reiterate again before we leave, the Lagoon Road, the QNHS Boulevard is open to everyone. All you come on down, come and enjoy the space. Come. Don't hear what people are saying, whatever it is. Come down to Lagoon Road, come down to the QNHS Boulevard. I'm begging you to come. Normally I'll be there enjoying the little scenery and so enjoying it. Come and enjoy too. Grenada is for all of us. Thank you.
So they can come with their folding chairs and tables, what have you.
Of course.
Just respect the space by cleaning up after you leave.
That's it.
Don't leave your boxes and bottles and so forth.
That's it.
Respect the space.
Respect the space.
Great.
Right.
Any parting words?
Just want to say that the transformation journey is ready exciting. And in doing so, I want to thank all the folks who reached out and who assisted in every and any way, who donated. And also, if you want to continue donating or you want to give any ideas or so, you can reach out to us. You can reach out to my ministry. You can even reach out to my personal secretary. Her number is 534-4800. 534-4800. Reach out if you want to give, you want to assist, you want to anything that is for the development of our beautiful island, Grenada. Thank you.
Great, wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so very much again, Andy.
Thank you, Marcel.
And all the very best on your initiatives and the initiatives and vision of the government. And all I can say, God bless.
God bless.
Great. Well, this was the Heartbeat. Thank you so very much indeed. We have had, of course, Minister Andy William. We also had Minister Ron Redhead, and earlier on we had on the Heartbeat Minister Dennis Cornwall. Of course, we had the foundation led by Ms. Roslyn Charles and the PRO of the St. David branch, Dunstan Alexander. Thank you very much for being part of the Heartbeat today, and check us out again next week, where we do it all over again. Have a great Sunday afternoon. Goodbye.